Welcome back to the Morning Mindset edition of the Live, Build, Change podcast. If you have not listened to the Morning Mindset before, let me give you a little snapshot of what this Morning Mindset is intended to do. You see, I believe from my own experience and from dealing with people throughout over 20 years of pastoral ministry that we wake up every morning kind of in a default mode. And that default mode has been shaped by a lot of things. Both our sinful bent as fallen creatures, but also by the experiences we've had, the mindsets we've developed over life. And we wake up every morning with our mind in that state. And as believers in Jesus Christ, as followers of Christ, it is our responsibility to intentionally take control of our thoughts, to intentionally take control of our mindset. Man, if I could talk this morning, it'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? We are responsible to get our mind right every morning. And by right, I mean aligned with the truth of God as He reveals it in the Word of God. And so this morning mindset is just one tool that I'm providing for you to put in your toolbox to use as you need it to encourage yourself in the Lord. And if you've been listening for quite some time and feel that this morning mindset might be helpful to someone you know, man, I would sure appreciate it, and I know they would, if you shared this with them as a tool that they could use to get their mind aligned with the truth of God every single morning. This is a 365-day-a-year broadcast to help you, like a morning devotional, get your mind on track with the truth of God. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk about Proverbs chapter number, what chapter are we on here? 15, verse number 16. This is a passage that is outlining an issue of contentment, an issue of, hoping for more things in life than what we might currently have, and is trying to help us get our perspective right. It says, better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble with it. So do you see the contrast between having a little in terms of physical necessity, physical goods, and having a lot? He calls it great treasure. And he's addressing this issue of discontent that we often feel in life, where we look at someone else who has a lot of wealth or has a lot of success or has a big house or a nice car or whatever it is that we feel like we should have or need. And he's saying, you're better off if you have a little bit of that kind of stuff. But fear the Lord in your heart of hearts than you are if you have all of that wonderful blessing of monetary or physical things. But there's trouble along with it. You see, his focus is moving us away from looking at the stuff and looking more toward what's going on in your inner man, what's going on inside of you. You see, if you have that fear of the Lord, that wisdom that enables you to submit yourself first to the Creator of the universe as His creature, as His child, then you are in a better place than that person who has all of the wealth of the world, but does not have that respect for the Lord. Because what's going to come into their lives is trouble, and they're not going to know how to handle that trouble well, because they're not handling it from a perspective that is aligned with the mind of God. Do you see the difference there? So today, as you look at your life, I want to encourage you to fight for contentment. Not simply to be content, but to remind yourself that you have submitted your life to the King of creation. You are humbled under His leadership and are content there. You don't need all the stuff of the world in order to be satisfied. God Himself is your treasure. And your fear of Him, your honor and respect toward Him is what keeps your life on track. Let's talk again tomorrow on The Morning Mindset.